Good morning to our media partners and to our Colorado Springs residents. Thank you all for being here. In just a few days, Americans across our nation will be celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country's founding. So we're excited. It truly is a remarkable milestone for us as a nation, a time to gather with friends and families and celebrate our freedoms and to give thanks for the blessings of this great nation. But this year, I want to ask our community to celebrate a little differently. As you're paying attention, like I am, you know that Colorado is once again facing dangerous wildfire conditions. Our vegetation is extremely dry. Temperatures remain high. Across our state, wildfires are already burning, including the Snyder Fire, the Ferris Fire, and the Aspen Acres Fire. And just this weekend, 3 firefighters lost their lives battling a wildfire in western Colorado. Our hearts are with the families, the departments, and everyone that has been affected by that tragedy. And here in Colorado Springs, wildfire is not a distant possibility. It is part of our story. We have lived through Waldo Canyon, we have lived through Black Forest, and we know the heartbreak of watching neighborhoods burn, families lose everything, and first responders risk their lives to protect complete strangers. And that is why I'm asking every resident to help us protect our city this 4th of July. My request is simple. Please do not light personal fireworks. Instead, celebrate with one of our 7 professional fireworks displays happening across the region. Yes, gather with your family members. Yes, fire up the grill, propane or gas only. Fly the American flag. Celebrate the freedoms that we cherish, but please leave the fireworks to the professionals. No firework is worth risking a neighborhood. No moments of entertainment are worth putting a firefighter's life in danger. And no celebration is worth the possibility of a family losing everything they have worked so hard to build. As mayor, one of my highest priorities is the safety of our neighbors and neighborhoods. And that means responding when emergencies happen, but it also means doing everything that we can to prevent them. And that is why I have asked Chief Vasquez and the Colorado Springs Police Department to increase fireworks and enforcement throughout the holiday. Dedicated officers will respond to fireworks complaints across the city. I want to repeat that again. Dedicated officers will respond to fireworks complaints across the city. Illegal fireworks will be confiscated, citations will be issued, and arrests will be made when necessary. And here's the thing, our hope is that none of those actions are needed. Our goal isn't enforcement, our goal is prevention. And because wildfires do not respect city limits or jurisdictional boundaries, I am also calling on our neighbors in El Paso County to join us in protecting our community this 4th of July. For our neighbors in El Paso County, please do not light personal fireworks, and again, no firework is worth risking your neighborhood, and no celebration is worth the possibility of families losing everything they have worked so hard to build. This isn't about taking the fun out of Independence Day. It is about recognizing the extraordinary conditions that we face and responding with wisdom and responsibility. I often say that Colorado Springs is one of the most caring cities in the country, and that has been proven time and time over and over again over the years, with always showing up in the top 10 rankings. And I believe that because I've watched this community continually put neighbors before self, especially in difficult moments. This is one of those moments. And one of the most patriotic things that we can do this Independence Day is to protect this place we call home. So let us celebrate America's 250th anniversary with gratitude, and let us celebrate responsibility, and let us make sure that when this holiday is over, what we remember are the memories made and not a wildfire that should have never happened. Thank you. And with that, I'd like to invite Chief Vasquez to share a few more remarks about this priority. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here today. I do recognize that the 4th of July celebrations across our nation are a tradition, and people truly enjoy celebrating this holiday, especially this year, given the significance of it. Here in Colorado Springs, I want all of our community members to enjoy a great time with family and friends and great food. But having said that, the mayor, Chief Royal, and I, along with other public safety officials in our region, have great concern due to the severe dry, hot weather that we've had here recently. And as the mayor mentioned, we've seen that really manifest itself through fires that we're seeing across our state, and certainly lives lost. My condolences also go out to the families and to those departments that have lost people with them. With that, I want to remind everyone that fireworks are illegal in the city of Colorado Springs. During this 4th of July celebration, CSPD will have multiple officers working who are specifically assigned across our city to enforce the legal use of fireworks. Additionally, all other patrol officers who are on duty on the 4th will respond to fireworks complaints as resources allow, while prioritizing emergencies that pose the greatest immediate threat to life and public safety. Ultimately, public safety depends on more than law enforcement and more than fire personnel. It depends on good decisions by every one of our community members. We ask residents to celebrate responsibly, respect the law, and remember that one careless decision can have lasting consequences for neighbors, families, and first responders. And we've seen all of those affected, whether it be through the Waldo Canyon fire, Black Forest fire, or those fires that are currently ongoing right now. Violating the city fireworks ordinance is a municipal offense punishable by up to a $2,650 fine, a mandatory appearance in municipal court, and up to 189 days in jail, not to mention the confiscation of fireworks. If the illegal fireworks cause a fire, injury, or damaged property, the person may also face additional charges under Colorado state law, which can include misdemeanors and felonies depending on the circumstances. For our community members to report the use of illegal fireworks, please call the Colorado Springs Dispatch Center at 719-444-7000. Please do not call 911 unless there's an immediate threat to life, safety, such as a structure fire, a wildfire, a serious injury, or another emergency requiring immediate police, fire, or medical response. The 4th of July is one of the busiest days of the year for our Public Safety Communications Center. Our emergency communications professionals work tirelessly to answer calls every day, but on this particular day, the volume increases significantly, and they must prioritize emergencies where lives may be at risk. So please be patient if you're calling in a fireworks call. Our call center will answer that call. I remind you that we are a large city with many demands on police and fire response, so please celebrate responsibly. Don't let a careless act or a desire to use illegal fireworks take police and fire resources away from those truly in need of life safety response. Let's all enjoy the 4th of July holiday while celebrating it responsibly. Thank you for being here, and with that, I'll ask Chief Royal to come up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here as well. So first off, again, I also want to share our condolences for the firefighters that were lost. Presently, we have crews that are down at the Beulah fire and then also down at the Durango fire, so thinking about them as well. So as you all know, we went into a burn ban at 12 o'clock yesterday, and I do want to say that that's something that we don't take lightly because there is an impact to that. This is due to the dry conditions, no forecast for moisture in the future, and what we're seeing now is increasing high temperatures into the weekend and low RHs. The RHs that we see that are coming are in the 5 and 6%, which is very low. And then also the active fires we have burning around the state. These burn bans will remain in effect until we see changes that allow us to drop the restrictions or maybe come completely out of them, but we're going to keep those in effect. As the mayor shared, we still want you to celebrate. You can still grill, you can still use gas appliances, but as far as any kind of wood fire, whether it's for grilling or for fire pits, pellet stoves, anything that's going to produce a spark, all those are banned. We are hoping, we were hoping that either the state or the county would actually ban the sale of fireworks. That did not happen. And one of the things I want to clarify for our citizens is the fact we know there's some confusion out there because they see fireworks stands within our community. Those fireworks stands are actually sitting on county enclaves within our community that are completely surrounded by cities. So you could walk a block from your house and buy fireworks in the city, but you're not in the city. So please understand for our citizens that fireworks are illegal in any form, and as was shared by the police chief and the mayor, we're going to hold you accountable if it causes issues. Looking at this week, we touch base every day with the National Weather Service, and just as I was walking in here, got the report, and looks like Friday is already a red flag day. Temperatures are looking to be close to 98 on that day. We expect to see additional red flag warnings, and probably fully believe that we're going to see one on Saturday as well on the 4th. Under these conditions, as we've seen with the fire in Beulah, fires can spread really fast. If you weren't aware, the fire yesterday started as a 2-acre fire, and basically in a 12-hour period went to 28,000 acres. That is huge. We are planning to address that here locally on Friday and Saturday by putting on what we call severity patrols. So we're going to be putting on extra firefighters and extra units that are basically going to be stationed mobile around town to try to get quick stops on any kind of fire that may start. We understand and we know that fireworks are already starting to be heard around town, and expect that to increase going into the weekend. The risk to our community is big. They mentioned both the Waldo and Black Forest fires that weren't started by fireworks, but they show the extreme conditions and how fast fires can move. But last year we had an individual's house burned down that had nothing to do with the fireworks, but some neighbors shot off fireworks toward their house, caught their house on fire, and they lost their home. We also every year have numerous injuries. Last year we had a young man in his 20s that lost a hand due to fireworks. Injuries to adults, injuries to children. Please think about that as you're planning to do this, and we just ask that you don't. It's not worth the risk. As far as fireworks shows, so we do have 7 that are scheduled for Saturday. Please understand that there's a whole process that they have to go through, and these, I'll say that the fireworks shows are way safer than individuals using fireworks on their own. Part of that is they have to be permitted, their sites have to be planned out. At the actual event, we have staff on scene that are monitoring weather conditions and drifts of the fireworks themselves, and at any point can cancel a show. They monitor the winds at the time of the fireworks as well, and at the site, which helps us out in those decision-making plans. If we get to Saturday and it looks like we are going to have red flag warnings, then we will pull the plug on those fireworks shows. We do understand the significance of Independence Day, and especially this year with it being 250. I think I can share for all 3 of us that it saddens us that we're in the situation where we can't celebrate to the fullest if we do cancel those shows. If things change and we can have those shows, we encourage people, please put down your fireworks and go to the shows. Go watch the shows. Don't add to the risk. We do understand our citizens' concerns, and as both your police department and your fire department, you know, our goal is the public safety of our community. That's what we put in the forefront, and we don't minimize any risk out there. If we look at everything, we monitor things, and we're going to take the appropriate actions to make sure our community is safe, and that's what you can expect going into this weekend. With that, I'll turn it back to the mayor.
Thank you, Chief Royal. Thank you, Chief Vasquez. At this point, I'd like to open it up for your questions that you have for any of us. Go ahead.
There was an increase in CSPD on the roads, and then also with severity patrols. Do you know what the number is going to be compared to last year? How much more of an increase are people going to see on the roads?
That's a great question. Chief Vasquez?
So what the increase is officers specifically assigned. In other words, we're bringing officers in that would not normally be on the road, specifically assigned to just this deployment. So we're going to have a minimum of 8 officers that are responding directly to only fireworks calls. Additionally, we have points around the city where individual groups have hired additional officers to just patrol like the WUI areas along the southwestern part of the city and things like that. So there will be multiple officers just assigned to fireworks. And then anytime we have officers that would normally be handling regular routine calls for service, they will also be, when they're free, handling firework calls. Additionally, one of the points that I know is frustrating is the call answer times, because you have such a voluminous amount of calls coming into the comm center. It's truly one of the busiest times. So we're bringing in call takers on overtime to help alleviate the call answer time. So even the call takers will be increased.
Thank you, Chief Vasquez, and I guess I want to speak to our residents that be patient with us, especially when Chief talks about the call takers, because there will be a lot of, I'm encouraging our residents to call and report any illegal use of fireworks, but it also means our system will be bogged down, so we will respond. And Chief Vasquez and Chief Royal, to your team members, thank you for the extra work a number of our team members will be doing while others are celebrating, but it really is important that we keep our community safe. Yes.
Outside of a red flag warning being issued for Saturday, would there be any other scenario where these professional shows are getting canceled, and like what would be the protocol for that?
Yeah, I think Chief Royal has mentioned that we right now we are supporting 7 professional fireworks shows, but that is not a guarantee. Every single day leading up to even that day of, as you've heard Chief Royal say, we will be assessing. Our biggest priority is the protection of our neighborhoods and the safety of our residents. I'm going to have Chief elaborate on that. Good question.
That is a great question. And so, yeah, let's say the scenario is we're not in a red flag that day. That's why we have staff at these shows, so that if in the moment we have an unanticipated increase in wind is the main factor, right? That's really the controlling factor. You know, temperatures go down at night, the humidities rise, but it's really the wind that is our main concern. So we have our staff on scene at each one of these places that have both manual handheld technology and computer technology to anticipate changes in wind and measure the wind on site. So if wind conditions, and I think it's 15 miles an hour is the, I'm looking at my fire marshal over there, 15 miles an hour is the cutoff. So if it's anything above that, then it's cut. Yes.
Adding on to that, if it does go through and something happens in the middle of the show, is there a safety plan that's kind of in place? I think you mentioned some things.
So yes, I'm glad because I think I failed to share this. Besides staff, fire prevention staff on each of these things, we also have fire suppression, so fire truck and crew on each one of these events, so that if we did, if a spark made it to the ground and started grass on fire, we could quickly put it out. So each show has that as part of the permit.
Are we currently under water restrictions?
Under water restriction?
Yeah, as far as like if someone does let off a firework and it catches fire, what do we do with how to put it out, that kind of thing?
Well, if there's any kind of fire in the home, I ask that you call 911, because that's tier 1 priority. In terms of water restrictions, we are in the summer utility water restrictions. That is, among many of the different policies. One of them that comes to mind is watering 3 times a week, and you cannot water between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. I'm proud of our community. We've had this for maybe 5 to 7 years ago. So we automatically, and if our residents don't know this, please go to the utility website to understand what your restrictions are this summer, because this is a yearly habit and practice as a way to protect our limited resources. When I compare notes with other other municipalities and electeds in the state, because we are in a drought year. I'm learning that many of them are about to enter those restrictions for the first time, and in Colorado Springs, this is just habit. We do this every summer, so go to utilities to get a list of those restrictions as it applies today. But if there is a fire, please make sure that you're also calling 911 so that we can be there to help put it out. Yeah. Yeah.
And while I'll add to that, even underwater restrictions, just grab a hose and put it out. because it's, yeah, the water restrictions don't matter to that. But what I would say to that is do it safely. Call 911 at the same time, because we don't want our citizens fighting fires that are too extreme for them to get involved with.
Yes. I mean, Fox, any question? Okay, let's go back to you.
Yes, so I've definitely been seeing on social media, people already concerned about fireworks being lit. What has the response looked like so far leading up to the holiday? Is this being
Where do you want to speak to that?
Um,
We are.
in terms of police presence, I guess?
oh,
Oh, police presence. Can you reiterate what we just said? Yeah.
Yeah, as far as police response, if we get a call in for fireworks, we can respond or have probably responded. I haven't really heard of any of those calls coming in, but they can call just like the day of, 444-7000, unless it's a structure fire or a grass fire or something like that. They would call 911, and we would make that response. But for the day prior and of, certainly those are the procedures we'd ask them to handle.
I like hearing that our residents are concerned. I like hearing that people are calling in. I know in our social media channels, people are commenting. That's a good sign. You hear us say fire safety is a shared responsibility. Yes, we want to be there on site when there's a 911 emergency. We want to save lives. We want to put it out, but it also, we're dependent on the leadership of our residents to make sure that we are preventing and making the choices to prevent fire in the first place. So I am happy to hear that our residents are concerned. So are we as well. Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, so do law enforcement have to see somebody setting off a firework to give them a citation? Because I know in the past, maybe there haven't been as many citations. So
Right.
are they going to be written this year to make sure that it's enforced?
Well, that's a great question, and you're right. There has to be probable cause, just like any other ordinance or criminal statute that we develop. We've got to go through an investigative process. If they cannot establish probable cause for the citation, in other words, that individual is the one that wrote it or started the fireworks in their investigation, and there's other ways than observation. You can have witness accounts, for example, things like that. To establish probable cause for the citation, at a minimum, then the fireworks would be seized and taken into our custody. Yep.
We have time for one more, two more. Thank you all truly for being here to help tell this important story. And we are adjourned. Thank you.